If I were to ask you to think of a story about a mountain and a climber, what kind of story would you think of? Will you think of a story about triumph, perseverance, and dedication as the climber reached the top? Or a story about an ill-fated struggle against the dangers of the mountain? Or perhaps a story about what the climber left behind? Let me tell you a story about a mountain and a climber. Let me tell you the story of Cairn.
All I ever wanted was to touch eternity for an instant. To reach one of those rare moments of bliss, where everything seems in its place and you feel you're part of a whole. Do you know what I mean?
Meet Aava, a professional climber who has been climbing since she was 3 years old. And as a climber, she's quite renowned. She appears on covers of climbing related magazines and even had a climbing documentary made about her. Next, let's meet her climbing partner, climbbot, a robot created to be the best climbing assistant you can have. Some of its features include receiving voicemails and calls,
Hey, climbbot. Go ahead, answer.
putting away tents,
Hey, you up? Time to go. Could you also pack up the tent, please?
and gravity-used pistons. Ava's climbbot is an older model, and she seems unwilling to upgrade even though there are newer models with more features. Together, they will attempt to summit the highest peak in the world that no one has ever reached. Together, they will challenge Mount Kami. Of course, there are other important characters in the story.
Hey, Aava, it's Chris. Do you ever pick up the phone?
Hi, Chris. Sorry. Look, I've not really got a whole lot of time to chat right now.
Absolutely. Just touching base to say we're good to go here. And I gotta tell you, we're all fired up. Rooting for you to become the first human to set foot on the summit of Kami.
That was Chris, who's Ava's agent. He helps maintain Ava's public image and secure necessary sponsors and funds.
Put up with that entire film crew for a month to make this stupid documentary. Another one of Chris's genius ideas. The perfect opportunity to get some exposure. Yeah, well, he didn't have a camera in his face the whole time.
Another important character is Naomi. She's never exactly seen in the game, and we don't know the exact relationship between Naomi and Ava, but we do know they deeply care for each other.
Hey, it's Naomi. Just making sure you got this before you're too high up. I wanted to say, be careful. You know I always worry. Watch for the snakes, the drops, the loose holds, the cold, your food supply, and so on and so forth. Also to say that I'm always with you, you know? She says from her couch. Anyways, that's all I had, sweetie. Hang in there.
There are more characters in this story, and I'll introduce them as we go. But for now, this should be good enough.
Let's do this.
We start at the Tenzen gym, where Aava practices indoor and outdoor climbing. This area serves as a tutorial that shows the mechanics of how climbing is done, moving one limb at a time, maintaining good holds so that there is no slip up, and managing stamina.
Okay, focus.
Plastered on the walls of the training facility are various posters that show things such as the latest climbbot model, magazines, and documentary we saw before. However, there are other posters that are more foreboding. There's one about a mountaineering related death, and another showing terrible statistics related to climbing Mount Kami.
30 climbing attempts per year on average over the last 70 years. Not a single ascent of the summit. Return rate 40%. Cami, you are really living up to your name.
Even before Aava made a single step into Kami, these posters show some of the main themes in Cairn are death and loss. I'll be pointing out some themes as we go along this journey to help explain the story unfolding. Once we finish the outdoor climb in Tenzen, we make our way to Mount Kami. Some of our first steps on Mount Kami, we are reminded again of the dangers of the mountain. And we will be constantly reminded to the very end. Other than external dangers, there are internal ones as well, such as hunger, thirst, and temperature, all of which will affect our health if they get too low. It is going to be a long climb, and our bag can only hold so much to help us with these problems. Luckily, there are things we can scavenge, things naturally from the mountain, and things that were left behind. But resources are not the only things left behind.
Oh, look at you. Your circuits are frozen. Where did you come from? All the way up there? And you're getting back down? By yourself? All right, let's go. There's nothing we can do for him. We'll see if we can pick him up on the way back. Poor bag of bolts.
With that, another theme of Cairn is unveiled. The theme of leaving things behind. We will see this theme throughout this story, and I'll help keep track and remind you of some of the more important ones. As we continue to climb up, we see carvings and message left behind by someone named Adam. We also get our first glimpse of a person being left behind with a message.
I'm sorry, friend. Sometimes you come for the mountain. Sometimes the mountain comes for you. Looks like it was her turn.
The skeleton appears to be someone named Gabriel. From the message in the skeleton's hand, we can gather that she was climbing with Roberto. She wanted to climb down the mountain, but Roberto insisted that they kept going. However, Gabriel got struck by a fever that wouldn't subside, and at this point, he probably wouldn't survive the climb down. Thus, Roberto, putting his only hope in the mystical flower of the folklore, he left Gabriel behind as he climbed up in search for it. And we also get a map of the routes he may have taken up the mountain. Further ahead, we find the remnants of the cable car. There was a faded poster at the Tenzen gym with information on this cable car. Perhaps it is symbolic on how taking shortcuts to a goal leads to failure. As we continue up the mountain, we see a cave. This cave is one of the first traces of Troglodytes culture that we encounter. Troglodytes in the story are people who live on the mountain. There are other troglodytes who live on other mountains, but we will be uncovering the story of the ones who lives on Mount Kami. This cave was used by the troglodytes to raise fish for food.
Hey, climbbot. It's time for a fish pedicure.
We can gather fish here, like they would have once before.
Cool.
To the bottom right of the cave, there was a campsite that was left behind. In there, we found some photos of various scratch marks, animals, people, and sceneries. We also found a logbook. It appears the people at this campsite were observing animals. The book doesn't say why they were observing them, but they seem to have discovered bear markings that did not appear in previous observation. They theorized that a bear might have climbed up to find new shelter after a group known as the Crystal Guild started hunting bears to exploit the cave they lived in. After some more observation from the telescope, they decided to climb higher to pursue this new discovery, as they were tired of seeing common animal sights such as pika and bats. Not much are known about these people. They may be animal researcher, explorers, or just perhaps animal enthusiasts. After looking through the telescope mentioned in the logbooks, we see the marks that piqued their curiosity.
Looks like capsule on our couch.
We also have Aava mentioning a pet named Capsule. As we continue our climb, we find another one of Adam's carving on the mountain that he did when he was 16. And we also reach one of our first milestones. A spot with a beautiful view and a waterfall that Aava uses to wash herself. Although, the moment was interrupted by a voicemail.
Things aren't great here. I had to take Capsule back to the vet. They gave him a new treatment, but he has to take pills every day. I'm hiding them in his food, but you know how stubborn he is. He'll eat all the way around and leave only the medicine. Our kitty cat is getting on. I hope you'll be around until you come home at least. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm bothering you with this. You need to focus. And I'm barging in with my same old, same old. Anyways, everything's fine otherwise. I just wanted to keep you up to date with life on the ground. Love you. Bye.
Happy now, robot? You've ruined everything. Right, come on. Let's just get back on track.
As we continue up, there was a stunning view of the stars. And we also meet a very important character.
Hey! Hey, wait for me! Whew. Whew. It's been days since I've seen anyone. I'm Marco. Nice to meet you. Wait a minute. You're Aava, right? I mean the Aava? Who reached the summit of the Giant's Needle from the south face last winter?
North Face.
I see you have your robot. Same one you had in the magazines when I was a kid. I knew you'd started your ascent of Kami a few weeks ago. I never thought we'd be on the same route. It's crazy. I mean, I've been a fan of you since I was 8.
And how old are you now? Aren't you a bit young to be climbing Kami on your own?
Just don't tell my parents, okay? I've been climbing since I was a kid, though. Don't get me wrong. I mean, not as young as you. Didn't you start when you were like 5?
3.
What's that?
First time my father put me on a climbing wall, I was 3.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I should know. That's in your father's autobiography. Legendary climber, too. Great guy, huh?
So they say.
All right. I'll leave you to it. See you on the wall. Sammy, let's go.
Sammy? What, you gave your robot a name?
Of course. Didn't you?
Throughout this video, I will usually provide the full cutscene first, and then analyze it afterwards. That way you can watch the whole cutscene yourself to draw your own conclusions, and it provides the full context. This cutscene introduces Marco and brings up the theme of legacy. It seems Aava became a climber because of her father, but she seems to not have known her father too well, judging by her statement.
Great guy, huh?
So they say.
Perhaps her father spent more time climbing than with her. She may have inherited that trait, seeing how she doesn't respond to voicemail and calls.
Again? Who's it now? Chris? Naomi? Don't pick up. I'll take care of it later.
There is also another kind of legacy being displayed here between Aava and Marco. Aava may have been the one that inspired Marco to climb. He might not be the sole reason, but seeing how Marco looked up to her, it's clear she has some impact. Also, let's take a look back at a poster about climbing lessons in the Tenzen gym. I might be wrong, but that looks a lot like Marco on the poster. Seems like he is also inspiring and training the next generation of climbers. Other than the theme of legacy, there are other details I wanted to point out. You can see that Marco has the newer version of climbbot, while Aava has the older one. Marco is also stated to be younger and less experienced than Aava. And in the beginning of the cutscene, you can see Marco was behind Aava, then climbed up to the same level to talk. But then after some time, he eventually surpasses her. Then when they are talking, you see Marco looking down, while Aava is looking up. I think these are hints as to what Marco represents in the story, but I'll defer that analysis till we have more details.
All right. I'll leave you to it. See you on the wall.
As we continue climbing up, we happen upon a room.
A kid's room?
It seems to be a room where a troglodyte once lived and grew up in. And here we find a letter addressed to Johanna from someone named Rody. Rody said that the age of troglodytes has passed, that most people from the village already left to discover the world below. The letter was left behind to inform Johanna of everyone's departure, if she ever finds it. Even though the troglodytes are gone, you can feel their presence, such as drawings on the wall. Thanks to the room that they carved, we were able to rest in this room until we were ready to keep climbing. As we keep climbing up, we found some kind of settlement where the troglodytes once lived. We see multiple beds and personal belongings here and there, statues and notes about the village, remnants that they left behind as we explore.
Good news, amazing news even. We're signing with you, Kai. Of course, I told them how ecstatic you were with the partnership. You can give me a big hug and congratulations whenever you come down. But, in the meantime, if you could do one thing for me, send me some news!
Send me some news!
We found a big area where the troglodytes may have slept and eat. In here we found details on the Peril Edelweiss, the flower Roberto was looking for. We also found a register with accounts of events from the troglodytes' perspective. There is a note about a mountaineer that was denied access to the village. That mountaineer had an injured friend down below. This could have been Roberto. In another room, we found a crystal cave. These caves are probably the ones being exploited by the crystal guild that were mentioned in the logs we found before.
No ladder here, obviously. Was that it? I was kind of expecting a throne room or something.
After climbing up the cave, we found initials of J plus R in a heart. Probably Johanna and Rody. Looks like they were in love once. After some more exploring, we found some stone bathtubs
Nice little tubs. But I like the waterfall better.
that the troglodyte must have used to wash themselves. And found a map left behind as well. All these remnants that the troglodyte left behind make the place feel lived in and alive, even when we are all alone. Making our way out of the sediment, we see just how far up we've climbed. Yet there is still so much more. So we start our ascent, where we reach a wide area. Walking into one of the caves, we see troglodyte cave paintings of the Three Guardians. Three Guardians are giant stone sculpture that the troglodyte created, possibly by carving the stone in the mountain. For now, you could think of them as giants whose shoulders we can stand on. On the path to the left of the cave, we find goats, and we also find their shepherdess.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Sorry, I didn't know anyone lived here.
Someone does in fact live here, and they would like some peace and quiet.
Okay, I'm leaving. Sorry. I didn't know people were still living on this mountain.
Didn't you pass through the village down below?
The carved wall with all the flags. Yeah, I did go through there.
Did you see anyone?
There isn't a soul left.
Of course. What was I thinking? They're all gone. Old man Sandro, Nathan, Serena, even Rody. Would you like some tea?
So how long have you lived here?
5 years?
Well, and you haven't seen anyone in 5 years?
I did, at first. I'd pop into the village from time to time. Get a blanket, barter a bit of milk, say hi to Rody.
But as time went by, you'd go down less often, and eventually you stopped seeing anyone.
That's right. You know, being alone for so long, it's hard to see people again afterward. You get out of habits. You don't know how to connect. They said my temper had become a bit difficult.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
It's what I always wanted, ever since I was a little girl. I love this. The silence. This is good for me. Every day. I couldn't live any other way, but it was fine because I knew they were close by. That if I needed to, I could drop by to see them. We were one of the last cave villages on the mountain. Nowadays, isolation, it's out of style. Of course, everyone went down. Talking isn't so bad once in a while. I assume you're here for the Kami summit.
Yes, the summit.
I used to laugh when people like you came through the village looking to do the climb. We'd see them go up. Sometimes we'd see them come back down. Sometimes we didn't. Good luck with your climbing.
Thank you. And, well, good luck with your goat keeping.
Yeah, it's easy. They keep themselves. They're sweethearts.
Oh, by the way, my name is Aava. Sorry, I realised that I didn't ask for your name.
If no one's left to say my name, then it doesn't exist anymore. Farewell. Still here. I'm sorting through my mess.
Figured you might want to keep this.
Actually, this might come in handy for your climb. I found it near my goats the other day.
After talking to the Shepherdess, we can deliver the letter from Rody to her and receive a thermos in return. The Shepherdess accepting this letter probably means that she is Johanna. And with this, the story of Rody and Johanna come to a close. Let's try to make sense of it in the grander story. I believe that the interaction with Johanna brings up the theme of an invisible presence. She said that although she is alone, she is fine because she knew she could always climb down to visit the village whenever she wanted to. So even when she is alone, there is comfort in knowing that. Almost like there is an invisible presence with her to help her from getting lonely. Now we will tie this to Aava. Aava is basically alone while she climbed this mountain. Although climbbot is there, also it provides voicemails from down below. Voices that tell Aava that it's always fine to just climb down. And perhaps Aava finds comfort in that, which is why she listens but never responds. However, there are examples of invisible presence that help Aava climb up, such as the fishing cave, the worn out beds, and the bags from previous climbers. These provide Aava with food and shelter as she climbs, and they were all created or left by someone who climbed Mount Kami before her. Remnants from the past, helping the present. After leaving the Shepherdess and going to the right of the cave with paintings, we see the first guardian.
Oh, wow. The famous first guardian. He looks much more impressive than in the pictures.
Here we can look at the map we got from the Troglodytes for possible routes up the mountain. As we climb up, we find a broken climbbot that reminds us of the themes of death and loss.
Hey, Dad. Today is the anniversary of your departure. I'm thinking of you. As long as your climbbot still gets my messages, I like to believe you get them too. There's just so much I wish I could have told you. Half of them I didn't even know then. Now I know. Makoto turned 1 yesterday. Even today, every time he calls me Dad, it breaks my heart. Your absence is as if the thread of life itself has been broken. I would have liked to tell you that I love you and to say thank you for everything. I miss you.
All the things left unsaid. If only we'd known.
Afterward, we found another one of Adam's messages that he carved at the age of 24. This message introduced someone named Maud, perhaps a new climbing partner? As we explore, we find an area with a cave and a wonderful view of the clouds.
The sky's bigger up here for sure.
The area also contains a plank that has a stand with a register on it with information about the fate of the Troglodytes. The register tells us that the Troglodytes voted to depart from Mount Kami. This register mentions having Nathan and Serena transport Antro's body to the Wind Palace above to be buried.
They're all gone. Old man Sandro, Nathan, Serena, even Rody.
Looking further inside, we find another register. This one talks about the Troglodyte Council making note of the dwindling community members due to many falling victim to the mountain. In less than 10 years, they won't have enough people to run the village properly. This was probably the reason they voted to leave and descend the mountain. Perhaps to preserve their story, they left a cave painting of how they climbed up the mountain and then eventually back down. With that, the story of the Troglodytes come to an end. We will continue to find more structures as we climb, but we know now what happened to them. As we continue climbing, we got a message from Chris, who sounds very frustrated.
We're in deep shit, Aava. You're seriously screwing us. You know when the sponsors are mad, I get the brunt of it. I'm gonna need something real here. Any news? Your altitude? Your stool color? I don't care. Just give me anything. Damn it!
And he wasn't the only one frustrated.
Hi, Aava. I had a call from your agent, who hasn't heard from you, apparently. I laughed at first. He's so annoying. And then I got sad. I guess I don't have anything new to say from last time we talked. I just wish I understood your decision, that's all. You know, it's a bit silly of me, but I thought that you would stop after the last climb. But there's always a new mountain to climb, right? I must say that I really hope Kami will be the end. Maybe we can finally stop worrying about you. Sorry, that was mean. I always get anxious after you leave. Don't fret though. It gets better after a while. I guess I get used to it. I hope you're alright in any case. Well, I'll leave you to it. Kisses.
Naomi's worries are justified. And I think Aava knows that, yet she still presses on. Up above, we reach an area known as the Mirror. It's probably called that because it has a pond reflecting the image of the mountain.
Do you like miso soup?
Huh?
Miso soup, do you like it?
Yes?
Well, are you coming? I can't believe you've had the same robot this whole time.
What do you mean?
It's so old. It's one of the first models that came out, you know. There's no GPS, no laser triangulation.
I mean, I wasn't planning on changing my climbbot. I've had it ever since I started climbing.
Yeah, I get that actually. You know, you can get attached to these old rust buckets.
Well, I don't need a more advanced model if this one's already doing the job. I don't know. I must be a bit old-fashioned. Ah, this is very good. Thank you.
Well, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to share a meal with you. Now, who knows if I'll get another chance. This is getting hard for me. I'm thinking about turning back.
Well, it's a bit strange to embark on this kind of climb, thinking that you're gonna fail, isn't it?
I'm not fooling anyone. There's no way I'll make it all the way to the summit. I'll come down before the end, just like everyone else.
Why go up then?
I don't know, it's kind of cool, isn't it? I mean, did you see the view out there? Pretty neat, right?
If you're doubting you can make the climb, that means that your mind's already been defeated, so... yeah, I think you should go back down.
You know what? I'm fine with that. I'm already super happy to climb every day. I dig it.
You climb, you fail, and then?
Then I go back down, set up a cozy spot in my van, and watch a nice TV show on my laptop.
That's it.
I mean, that's all you need, right?
Is it? Well, thanks for the soup.
Okay, well, tell me, why are you doing this?
The best feelings of freedom, pleasure, and meaningfulness I've ever felt. They came to me when I exceeded my limitations. Those fleeting moments when I'm not in the mountains, but I am the mountain.
Why do I get the feeling you've rehearsed this answer a million times?
Well, that's usually the first question I get in an interview. Every damn interview.
Ah, how original.
Yeah, you got that right. All right. Good night.
Hey, psst. Psst. Aava. Aava, wake up. Hey, are you awake?
Wow.
How you like that?
See, this is exactly why.
I know.
When all we have is this moment, and everything else in the world disappears.
I know.
Already?
The warmth woke me up. These tents can get pretty stifling. Why don't you sit down? Want some breakfast?
The mountain is calling.
It is made clear Marco is content in his life. Aava, on the other hand, is not content, does not want to settle, and want to strive for greater heights. We also get to see Ava's mindset a bit. Seems like she believes when you start something, you should see it through to the end.
Well, it's a bit strange to embark on this kind of climb, thinking that you're gonna fail, isn't it? Why go up then?
Also, if she has any doubt about the climb,
That means that your mind's already been defeated, so... yeah, I think you should go back down.
after the cutscene, we begin moving again. But this time, Marco is with us. He will be with us for just a moment, so I'll let this play out.
What are you doing?
Oh, sorry, I thought... I don't know. You meant to sing by yourself, is that it?
That's how it usually goes. Like, how long are you gonna follow me?
Follow you? Sorry, are we going to the same place?
Honestly, I didn't think anyone would be here.
Is that a good thing? No one being here?
Well, it's quieter.
Okay. I didn't mean to bother you.
Look, no offense. It's just old habits.
But like, did you always climb alone? Never had a partner? I mean, don't get me wrong. No judgment here. I'm on my own too. But that's what Cammy wants, not me. It's nigh impossible to find people willing to take on this climb. And not to get too deep into my family tree, but I have mountains in my bloodline, on my mother's side. I wouldn't say I'm the most gifted in my family, but I do have a few hits to my credit. I did Thunderbolt Rock in the Kiblin Desert, and Solidor Peak via the North Face. Yes, thank you very much. Pretty decent record all in all, if you ask me. But no one I knew was prepared to follow me on Cammy. Tons of them did try to stop me, though. But climbing by my side, well, forget it.
Ugh. Do you ever shut up?
Wow, that was mean. I've been trying to make myself inconspicuous so I don't disturb you. I already feel privileged just to watch you climb.
Yeah, look, it's nothing personal.
Okay, I'll stop bothering you, I promise. Do your thing. I'll find a route that's far away so you can concentrate.
Whatever works.
As we continue climbing up, we find another carving from Adam. This one was made when he was 26. In it, he emphasized that he was still climbing alone, and that climbing does not feel the same without Maud, his climbing partner. Just a little bit higher from where we found the last carving, we find a final note
What we would
from
do
Adam.
for the people we love.
In it, he gave himself some reminders to find a new career, to enjoy life without changing himself, to never lose Maud, the best thing that ever happened to him, and above all else, to never climb the mountain again to the point he could read this message. Adam's choice was to ultimately climb down the mountain. He may have started climbing, but over time he found something more important. He found Maud. Just above where we found Adam's final note, we also find a cave.
I could see a nice 2-bedroom apartment in here.
Inside it, we find scratch marks similar to the ones we saw in pictures before.
Rest in peace, friend. I'll make sure they know down below.
Also, we find the remains of a previous climber. The remains could belong to the climber from the missing person poster based on the outfit and gear. After inspecting the remains, we find ourselves face to face with a bear.
Shit.
The bear that the animal enthusiasts were looking for. Luckily, we were able to move past the bear. It seems Aava's story was not meant to end here.
That scared the hell out of me.
Although I do not know definitively, I believe that this is where the story ends. for the animal enthusiasts as well. They probably met the same fate as the climber.
Is this thing still safe? Well, they really went all in.
With that, we continue our ascent and found a bridge. The Troglodytes must have made this bridge. As Aava walks across it, I can't help but think how much more difficult it would have been to cross this gap without the bridge. I think about how much help Aava is receiving from those who are long gone.
Well, I hope you're still alive. Take care of yourself, Aava. It's important. Rock climbing is cool, but please don't put yourself in danger.
Hey, are those coffins?
Across the bridge is a place called the Palace of Wind. It's where the Troglodytes bury their dead. A graveyard up in the mountains.
Damn! This guy probably owed a lot of goat's milk to someone.
We also found a member of the Crystal Guild here. Seems like they were taken out by someone known as the Spider. Going back to the bridge, we can descend to find another Guardian. The Guardian known as the Ancient.
I can hear the narrator's voice. Kids, don't try this at home.
Walking inside the opening in the statue, we come across an area where the wind is visible. We see stairs with paintings on the wall, showing something crawling, and growing up to standing and walking, then eventually growing old with a cane. Up the stairs, we find a tree. Message on tablets dangle on the tree, blowing to the wind. Message from troglodytes were long gone. Their final message they wish to leave behind.
It's beautiful, but it's also kind of sad.
Message of hope and contentment.
What kind of message would I even leave?
Deeper inside the cavern, we find another tree. This tree hangs from the ceiling. There are messages on tablets dangling from this tree as well.
What will I regret at the end of my journey? Perhaps I won't have anything to etch in that tree. It's sad, but it's also beautiful in a way.
However, these messages are about regrets and things that will be missed. When it is your time, which tree will have your message? After a moment, we follow the wind, which guides us upwards, back to where we were before. Once we made our way back up, it was time to climb the Palace of Wind.
Good.
In one of the rooms, we see a message to the departed, hoping they have a great journey to the stars as they are guided to the summit, and hoping that one day the living will reunite with them at the top. A little bit further up, we find another room, which had a book on the Troglodytes' funeral rite. It provides information on how they take care of the body of the dead, how they spread ashes of the ill occupants to the winds to make room, how, at the end of the ceremony, they have relatives throw statuettes of the deceased into a pit to ensure that the body returns to the mountain, while their spirit rises up to the stars. I want to take a little breather. We learned a lot about the troglodytes, and I want to let that sink in. The Palace of Wind reinforces the themes of death and loss. However, it is also an area that displays legacy and hope. The living take on the legacy of the departed in hopes of reaching the summit. From what we read, it seems the troglodytes believes that the spirit of those who are gone rises up to the stars. And although it is not stated explicitly, I think the spirit become a star themselves. Then, as a star, the spirit guide climbers to the summit, just like how the North Star guided the sailors home. Just to add more support to this, if we take a look back at the Tenzen gym, there was a poster on how the mountaineering community has lost another one of its stars. Around the same area, there is a hallway with glowing crystals that leads to a room where we find an interesting character.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh, quite unexpected.
So sorry to bother you. I was exploring this fascinating place and, well, and there you were.
And there you were. Very good joke, yes. Very good joke.
Did you build this place?
What place do you speak of?
This sanctuary?
Oh, I'm looking down at the rocks every day, all day. I'd forgotten about all this. Very beautiful. It's all very fascinating, you're right. But no, I'm not the builder of this place. It's hard to imagine. But once upon a time, people used to live in Cami. Each village kept the tradition of bringing their dead to this sanctuary, so they could be closer to the summit and their souls within reach of the sky.
So, aren't you kind of profaning a cemetery by digging here?
It's true. I suppose I go wherever rocks summon me. And besides, listen here. The dead don't mind. They're not complaining. I'd say we keep each other company. They listen to my stories, and I feel a little less alone. Who else might want to hear about amphibolites, limonites, or lumigels? Are you keen to the science of rocks?
Very little, I'm afraid.
You haven't come here to steal my crystals, have you?
A climber. I'm a climber. I'm just here to climb.
A strange occupation, if you ask me. Climbing won't make you rich. Now, crystal cutting, that's a solid job. One day, I'll be rich. Just need to find the right track. Emerald, go on it, and then rich. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday. Can you hear them laughing? They want to see me get rich too. Let's not waste any time. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but...
This is a member of the Crystal Guild, and he appears a bit insane. He explains the Troglodytes traditions and even acknowledged that he's profaning something sacred, yet he still continues mining. In this story, he represents the ugly realities of pursuing your dreams. That there are people out there who will exploit your passion just to make money. You can see this in how he is desecrating a graveyard of dreams. Climbing to an opening above the hallway, we come to a room with a pit. Here we find a note written by the crystal cutter we talked to. It provides information that he killed the rest of the Crystal Guild member that was with him due to being paranoid that they would steal his crystal and get in his way of getting rich. This confirms he is insane, if there were any doubts. The rest of the note states how he finds beautiful rocks and crystals, which he say he loves, and then he say he hates. This shows another ugly side of pursuing your dream. Being unable to feel happy about it because you don't make money from it. Going down the pit, we see statuettes that were drawn down during the Troglodytes funeral rite. But we also find the bodies of the other Crystal Guild members. A sacred place now tainted with murder. After noticing an opening above the room, we climb up to it and find paintings of statuettes staring at us. A little further ahead, there is an opening in the ground, which led us to a room that connects to the outside.
Finally outside. Oh, how I missed to feel a gust coming.
Taking a look above, we can see a long, steep, vertical climb with no breaks waiting for us. It is an area known as the Peril, one of the first real skill checks in the game. Thematically, I believe the Peril represents a wall of doubt. Doubt is probably one of the first things anyone experiences when they want to work towards a dream. Oftentimes, I think doubt prevents people from even starting. Doubts such as you don't know where to go, you don't know what you're doing, you don't think you're good enough. These aspects of doubt can be seen in the big vertical wall known as the barrel. It is designed to have many possible routes you could take to climb up. But which one is the right one? So many possibilities can lead to decision paralysis, or even make you doubt the route you are on. Doubt is one of the deadliest mental state in terms of preventing people from achieving their dreams. And you can see that because right below the peril is a graveyard of dreams. And that is the perils of doubt. I want to tell you this first, so you can look at the upcoming cutscenes with this context. Now let's begin climbing.
Oh, this is not the time. Stop beeping right now. Stop it! I need to focus!
Why, Aava? I keep asking myself that question. It's just stuck in my head. Why? Why did you leave? 9 years old, can you believe it? He still had a nice life ahead of him. He spent his last night at the vet. You should have seen him in his cage, all skin and bones, drugged up. He could barely walk. But he recognized me, Aava, and he tried to snuggle up to me. When the time came, the vet asked me if I wanted to leave the room. Why would I let him go alone? I stayed, of course. And then, at the end, I held him against me. I told him I loved him. And his body, his little body collapsing into my arms. You can't forget that feeling. Anyway, once again, I am breaking your concentration, but I would love to know, Aava, why?
Ah! 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 She doesn't get it. She doesn't get any of it.
Doubt is not just internal, it can be external as well. You will have to navigate people doubting you. There will be people saying to you, "You can't make a living
You're
off
being
that. You
foolish.
should give up. It's just a mountain.
You
It's
can always do it
pointless.
later.
You're being selfish.
You're not
There are
special.
more important
You're
things
arrogant.
to do.
You're ignorant.
You're irrational. You'll never make it." These doubts can even come from people who care about you and have good intentions. And deep down, you know what they say is true. So few people ever truly achieve their dreams. Aava getting rid of the antenna symbolizes removing the doubtful voices. After casting
doesn't
away
get
the
it.
doubts, we continue climbing.
That was a slog, wasn't it? Whew.
It was challenging, sure.
Challenging. That's one way to put it. That challenge just about wiped me out.
Are you getting tired?
Getting tired. I'm way past that. I'm burnt out.
There's always a time in the climb when you're plagued by doubt. But as soon as you get over it, the motivation returns, and you're left filled with rage to get to the top.
I don't know that I've ever felt that rage.
You can do it, Marco. The summit isn't far off.
If you say so.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry about last time. After the lake.
I've been told I'm a terrible singer. I have no regrets. Okay, I'm gonna bivvy right here. Care to join me?
I don't know. Maybe next time.
Would this change your mind?
What is it?
I know next to nothing about booze. Tastes kinda herbal?
I think I'd rather be alone. Hold on. That's good. Just not too much. Please, no, that's good.
No, we need to finish the bottle. We gotta shed some weight.
How long have you been carrying this around?
I found it in a cave. I'm sure some climber got buzzed and left it behind.
Wait, how old did you say you were? You seem a little young to be drinking.
Hey, don't throw my parents, okay?
Do they understand what you're doing?
Oh, you mean climbing? Can people who don't climb really understand it? Are they able to feel even a tenth of what it's like to be on the wall? To have got over an incredibly hard crux? Or to hold your entire body between your thumb and your forefinger?
The adrenaline when you pound a piton from an unstable position. Or the wind lashing against your tent walls, making you wonder if the carabiner is gonna hold. The wind at all time, at every moment. The wind and the rock.
The wind and the rock. That is what it is. Hard to blame them, you know? There's no way they could get it.
Before the next scene, I wanted to analyze this cutscene. To Marco, the peril was a slog, something difficult and perhaps tedious. To Aava, it was a challenge, something stimulating and engaging. Marco even doubts himself. He mentions burning out and not being sure if he can continue. Aava even mentions doubt in this specific cutscene. This supports that the peril represents a wall of doubt, and it explains why this is one of the few times we see Marco behind Aava. Marco is having trouble with doubts, while Aava does not. I want to emphasize that Aava is now actively encouraging Marco to continue climbing rather than telling him to climb down like before. Seems like Marco don't really have his whole heart into climbing Cami. But that begs the question, why is he continuing climbing the mountain? Another thing this cutscene describes is community. Some people may think climbing a mountain is a dumb idea, especially a mountain like Kami. But I would imagine if you ask people in the mountaineering community, they would think that climbing a mountain like Kami is amazing and would call Aava one of their stars that they look up to. This would be the same for many other communities. Think of something you enjoy that other people generally does not. How would you explain it to people not in that community? You might try, but your passion would probably never be truly understood, and you might even get frustrated trying to explain it. Like Marco said,
Can people who don't climb really understand it? That is what it is. Hard to blame them, you know? There's no way they could get it.
now let's continue with the next scene. Here we start in Ava's drunken dream. Ava can be interpreted to be walking on a rainbow bridge. The rainbow bridge relates to a concept of the afterlife for a pet. Next, we see stacked stones, which are also called cairns. These stones are usually used as markers and burial monuments. You can see the stacked stones when saving and during some cutscenes. Afterwards, we see bells, which are probably related to goat bells. I believe bells help shepherds find their goats. Perhaps in this context, It is used to help Aava find her cat. Then we see Troglodytes statuettes that we've seen throughout the climb, this time with an eye and a mouth. They probably symbolize the Troglodytes and their culture. Moving on, we see the Pickup Pika, which is a sort of mascot in the game. You can see them in early posters. It probably symbolize all the climbers that attempt to ascend Kami. Next we got Kami itself, with a crown, flexing his biceps. One with an X, and another with a heart. Seems like it is showing something akin to a love-hate relationship, where Kami is the goal and the prize, but there are negative things about it too. Then we see Mount Kami transform into a goat. The goat is used as sacrifice in many stories, so I assume the goat symbolizes sacrifice here too. To climb Mount Kami, Aava has to sacrifice many things. One of them is being there for her cat at the end.
You alright? Boo's not treating you right, huh? I found some medicine packets, if that helps.
Oh, don't ever make me drink that nasty stuff again.
No worries there. We drank it all.
Water. I need water.
Take your time. Get some rest. I'll do a bit of scouting. We can meet further up.
So not only will you have to face doubt, but you will also have to make sacrifices just for a chance to reach your goal. After a bit of rest, we continue climbing.
What? Ah!
Marco? Are you okay?
Oh, jeez. So lame. That's what I get for trying to impress you. This part's pretty hard. I've already fallen 5 times from the same place.
5 times? Come on. Keep pushing. This part doesn't look very complicated.
Sorry, I'm just stressed out. My arms are starting to hurt. I'm feeling tired.
You can do it, Marco. You didn't climb all this way to get stuck on such an easy route.
An easy route. I don't find that very encouraging, you know.
Fatigue is all in your head, Marco. You can do it, okay? Listen to me. You can do it. I believe in you.
Now that's my kind of medicine. Okay. I go up and left. I don't know.
Can't project it, can you?
Nope.
Okay. So you see the little overhang to the right?
This one?
No, that one over there. There's a vertical crack at arm's length to the right.
Okay, got it.
So you can hook your left foot and right hand in this crack, then grab the hold just above left-handed.
Okay. Okay, I think I got it.
Well, what are you waiting for?
Like right now? I'll get nervous if you watch me climb.
Hey Marco, I meant what I said. I believe in you. Watch how the pro does it.
All right. See you later. This is the real deal. I feel like I got front row seats. Holy cow. You are so fast, it's wild.
A lot of that cutscene displays what we went over before. Marco having doubts, going through how he is unable to project himself, climbing up the mountain, his admiration for Aava, and Aava being quite forceful in her support and belief in Marco. With that quick overview, let's continue climbing.
See? That's where I got stuck. And you just got over it without breaking a sweat. I'm so lame.
Sorry, buddy.
We reach an important area in the Troglodytes culture.
Don't drop a match here.
It's an area surrounded by resin with three options that can be lit up. One for letting everyone know you are attempting to climb the summit. Another one for letting everyone know you are descending while making it to the summit. And the last one is for letting everyone know you conquered the summit. Regardless of which one you like, it turns the area into a beacon. A beacon to communicate with all the other communities that are climbing their own mountain, and they might use their own beacon to communicate back.
Wow. Still a lot of villages left.
Next, we jump across some rocks and make our way to a climb known as the Needle, the next skill check after the Peril. Let's remember the Peril represents a wall of doubt, and that is shown through its design. It has many routes that lead to many different endpoints, but still goes up as a general direction. This is because that will make you question your path and make it unclear where you want to end up. With that in mind, let's take a look at the design of the needle to see what it could represent. Unlike the Peril, it only has a singular endpoint. There are still many routes, but this time the route converges into that singular endpoint, almost as if there is no doubt to where you are going. Just because you got rid of your doubt, that does not mean the work to your goal is done. You just know where you want to end up now. However, you still need to actually get good at what you want to do. The needle represents that. The needle represents the path to mastery. As we make our way up the needle, we find the remains of someone from a while back. It was Roberto. It looked like he was able to find the Peril Edelweiss. In his final note, he expressed no joy, as Gabriel was already gone. He lamented that even reaching the summit does not have a point to him, since they were orphans without a family name, no name to describe in the human pantheon, no name to be remembered.
finally found your flower, but too late.
With this ending, we have the complete pictures of the 4 sub-stories. The story of Gabriel and Roberto, the story of the Troglodytes who lived on Mount Kami, the story of the animal enthusiast, and the story of the climber Adam. Now let's take a look at how they relate to the broader story of Cairn. There is a question that permeates this whole journey, the question of whether to climb up or to climb down. When making a decision, it helps to weigh the pros and cons and make arguments for one decision over another to gain perspective. These stories are those arguments and perspective. The story of Gabriel and Roberto are related with the story of the Troglodytes. They are connected since Roberto is looking for the mythical flower from the Troglodytes culture. And you can see that in Roberto's story, he climbed up, and in the Troglodytes story, they climbed down. So they are competing arguments. So let's summarize the stories. Gabriel was slowly dying, and Roberto climbed up in hopes of finding a way to save him. The Troglodytes community in Kami was slowly dying, and they decided to climb down to find a better future. At a high level, they are similar stories. Both basically argues that whether you decide to climb up or down depends on what you think will solve your current problems. Both are viable solutions, and this is shown by making the Edelweiss actually real. Next are the stories of Adam and the animal enthusiast. These are more difficult to see how they are connected. However, the game provides a hint that they are connected, as both the stories end in the same area. To summarize the stories, the animal enthusiasts were tired of the mundaneness of seeing common animals and climb up to discover new sightings of a bear. Adam started climbing the mountain from a young age, and as he grew, he discovered something more important and climbed down. Both stories involve discovering something new, but from different places. These stories provide the argument that whether you climb up or down depends on new discoveries you find in your life and how that change your priorities. If you discover something new up the mountain worth chasing, then climb up. If you find something else down the mountain worth chasing, then climb down. The 4 stories don't really provide a definitive judgment on what is the correct decision. Overall, these 4 stories say whether to climb up or down really depends on your life situation and what you prioritize. Perhaps these stories will help you decide whether you will climb your own mountain one day.
You finally got through that crux.
Yeah. At what cost? And there was a slope from hell before I got to this ledge.
I'm cooking tonight, okay?
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
We need to change our gear. At this altitude, temps get freezing cold. I could lend you some.
Are you afraid of dying?
What are you talking about? You're not going to die, Marco.
I know. I'm just making conversation is all.
Well, are you injured?
No, it's nothing. Are you afraid of dying, then? I don't mean in general. Afraid of dying on this mountain.
Everybody dies, Marco. I mean, why not die on this mountain? There are worse places.
But... you don't mind dying alone?
Well, I mean, most people who die of old age will die alone at home. Only in movies do old people die surrounded by their families. You're asking if I'm scared? No. No, I'm not.
I don't know how you do it. I'm scared shitless. Terrified I'll end up like one of those skeletons we saw below. Gnarled up and misshapen. I'm freaking out, Aava. Every minute we spend on this wall to nowhere. Do we know that this mountain ever ends? Some nights, I'm so anxious. I picture the summit in outer space, scraping against the craters on the moon. It's pretty stupid, isn't it?
No. No, it's not stupid. I also dream of the summit every night.
Really? In space too?
No. I dream that after all these efforts and sacrifices, I will reach the summit, only to discover a cable car spewing out an endless stream of tourists, popping in on top of the world just to take a selfie.
That actually sounds exactly like the kind of dream you'd have. That's so you. The last few weeks are a blur. I feel like I've been climbing this damn rock for years. I don't even know why I keep going. How are you not falling apart?
I was born on this mountain. There was nothing before it, and there'll be nothing after. There's only the mountain.
I'm not like you. I tried, but I'm not like you. I'll never make it.
Marco.
Please, stop trying to motivate me. You're making things worse. You're getting me to believe I have a chance of succeeding. I shouldn't have listened to you. I'm going to die here.
Marco, no one ever said it would be easy. So you're gonna get up, pick up your stuff, and we'll continue this climb together.
No. This mountain isn't going to kill me. You are.
Marco. Would you like me to come back down with you? Marco, you're not gonna make it if you stay on your own.
Oh, you'd give up on the summit? For me? Is that really what you're saying? You'd go back down and live with that failure? You'd do that, Aava? I'm going to bed.
Marco? Marco? Marco!
There is a lot going on with this cutscene. However, I will focus just on the theme of legacy. This cutscene shows the bad side of legacy, feeling burdened by a legacy you don't really want. A classic example is the parent forcing their dreams onto their child and the child not wanting anything to do with it.
I'm not like you. I tried, but I'm not like you.
So why do Marco keep climbing, even though he doesn't want to? He feels obligated to. He feels he has to carry on the legacy of the person he looks up to, and it is breaking him.
No. This mountain isn't going to kill me. You are.
Marco don't want to die on this mountain.
Are you afraid of dying, then? I don't mean in general. Afraid of dying on this mountain.
This is not his summit. It is someone else's. With Marco's disappearance, the only thing we can do is to continue climbing. As we make our way up, we stumble upon a message left behind from another climber. A climber who decided to die on Mount Kami rather than growing old, being a burden to their family, or living in a nursery home. Aava seemed to resonate with that decision.
Going out on the mountain. I can't think of a better place either.
A bit further up, we find a cave. In it, we can find the final guardian. The guardian known as the Secret.
All the lights are on you, Cammy.
Inside the giant statue is a sculpture of a mini Mount Kami. With that, we've seen all three guardians, and I'll give you one interpretation of them. The first guardian is known as the child. This represents playing around and dabbling with different hobbies. The second guardian is known as the ancient. This represents when the hobby starts to be taken seriously as a goal, and all of those who fail to turn their hobby into something more. The third and last guardian is the secret. This represents those who made it, those who were successful in making their hobby into something legitimate. And the secret they learn is that there's always more to climb, which is represented by the sculpture of a mini Mount Kami.
Wind's picking up. Marco,
Aava!
you're alive.
Kind of, yeah.
What are you doing here? I thought... I hoped you'd gone back down. What is this place?
We're in Grandpa's shelter. He brought me here. I was in pretty bad shape.
You should have gone back down.
Ah, couldn't bring myself to do it. Your pep talks are working, apparently.
Marco, I'm sorry.
Lucky for me, Grandpa was watching from afar. And he brought me back here.
Who's Grandpa? Hello?
This is Aava. I told you she would come this way.
Sit down, little one. You must be starving. I heard about you, kid. Your stories preceded even Marco.
You live here? How long has it been?
I'd say 12 years. I'm not so sure. At first I counted the days very carefully. But today, it doesn't seem to matter as much.
12 years? This scar... Are you telling me that you're Damas Hunting? Can you believe it, Marco? Damas Hunting is standing right here in front of us.
I don't know who that is. Sorry. He must have been famous in your day, but you're the oldest climber I know.
Hey, I followed your ascent in the newspapers. We thought we'd lost you.
You did.
Why didn't you come back down?
When I started climbing Kami, I was like you. I thought I could do it. Or I should say, I couldn't see myself failing. If I came down today, that would be a total failure. But if I remain on the wall, even in between, that means I haven't given up completely. I need to hold on to that hope. Or else, I'll go insane.
Given up what? The summit? You mean you haven't tried getting to the top?
You have to listen to what he has to say. And please, don't get mad.
What are you talking about?
Let me show you. This refuge is the highest point you reach. No one has ever been higher. Like for all of us, this is the end of your journey.
With all due respect, you have no idea what I'm able to do. Just because you weren't up to snuff doesn't mean that I won't make it. There has to be a way.
Tell that to all those who died trying, and all those who came back down, defeated.
Aava, be reasonable. It's too dangerous, even for you.
Climbing grades become meaningless above this point. The ice is crumbly no matter what time of the year, and whole sections shear off regularly. Edges are sharp enough to slash ropes and hands. Any hold could fall apart. I've seen 3 outcomes for everyone who attempted to go up. They either end up at the bottom of the gorge, or an ice spike planted through the head, or frozen to death as they stubbornly kept trying.
Okay, we'll be over there. Take some time to gather your thoughts. You know, when I went to see the wall up above us, its absurd difficulty, I came back down feeling relieved.
Because you're finally allowed to give up.
Exactly.
I'm not like you, Marco. The mountain is in my gut, deep inside.
No. I think the mountain is all in your head, like a disease that's eating at you. You can heal if you want to.
So you've made your decision?
Haven't you? Would you rather stay here, stuck between the ground and the summit? Like that old man?
I don't know. Things are so easy here. The goal is clear. It's a climb that's entirely up to me. Exactly what I can't have in life down below.
You know, you have like-minded folks down there? They're called humans. Not sure if you've heard of them. From up here, they're these tiny little critters, no bigger than ants. Quite endearing, though.
They can't give me what the mountain gives me.
What if you stop climbing?
I don't know anything else.
You could learn.
Maybe.
There's a room right over there. I'd like you to see it.
What's in there?
My last attempt at convincing you to come back down. Over 12 years, Grandpa's had plenty of visitors who tried to climb the summit. He amassed quite a collection.
A collection of what?
Of ours. Climbers who kept climbing and died. People who went through the same places we did. Who arrived here wondering whether they should continue or turn around. Check out what's in that room. It's a reminder that the mountain always wins in the end.
Did you know that there's a radio telephone in here? Do you know if it works? Naomi? Naomi, it's me. I just had to. Naomi, Naomi, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Look, I just wanted to tell you that I've been thinking about what you said, you know. About why I'm doing all of this. And I guess I tried to find an answer that you could hear. And I oh fuck! I don't know why. Oh, I wish I knew. I don't. I just don't.
Aava. Aava, it's time. Grandpa told me the skies will be clear for the next 72 hours. This is our chance.
Oh. Okay.
I'll wait for you by the entrance.
Let's get straight into the analysis. The cutscene starts out once again with Marco being head of Aava. Oddly enough, this won't be the last time this comes up. However, the explanation as to why Marco is usually seen to be ahead of Aava throughout the climb is made clearer with the introduction of the old man. Damas Hunting was the greatest climber in the past that seems to have inspired Aava. You can find newspaper articles and magazine covers similar to what we find for Aava now. However, he is stuck. Looking through his diary, everything was going relatively fine during his climb, until he made it to an area we are currently in. The area known as the Blades, due to having huge spikes and brutal avalanches. It seems he made a couple of attempts, but failed and was never able to gather the motivation to try again. And it seems he is also too stuck in his ways to try to discover something other than climbing. So he is here now, unwilling to risk it all to climb up, and unable to discard it all to climb down. It is clear that he represents the past, stuck and unchanging. Aava represents the present, determined and pioneering. And Marco represents the future, open-minded and ever-changing. This explains why Marco is seen to be ahead of Aava most of the time. After all, the future is ahead of the present. Also, if you believe in progress, the future should be better than the present. Based on this interpretation, when Damas helps Marco, it can be seen as how the past helps the future. Well, that was the main analysis I wanted to make, but I can go through some other details quickly. Marco finally being allowed to quit because no one really expects him to climb a seemingly impossible obstacle. Marco is telling Aava her obsession is like a disease and that it is not too late to heal or change if she wanted to. Aava reaffirming and conveying her reasons for climbing to Marco, but then having trouble conveying something to Naomi, leading to frustration, and Aava stating she doesn't really know why she is so obsessed with climbing. It's just something that she's compelled to do. There are probably a lot more details I have missed, but I already taken up too much time. In the end, all the stories, analysis, and cutscenes that I discussed so far lead up to this one choice anyway. I believe I have enough information to know what choice I should make.
I think I got everything. Can't believe I'll be back in my van in a few days. Doesn't seem real. What about you, Aava? Have you made up your mind? I take it I didn't find your cure?
It's not your fault. It's all me. It's just how I am.
Do you think we'll ever meet again?
Yes.
We'll face even harsher conditions up there. The cold, the lack of oxygen.
I can do it, Marco.
Okay. Then I'll wait for you in the valley. So, it's time for farewell.
The time and the place, yeah. I suck at goodbyes.
Yeah, I've noticed. Hey! You know how they say never meet your heroes? It's nonsense! You're extraordinary!
What's the old man up to? I didn't know there was game up here.
You'd be surprised how high wild goats can climb. But no, I'm doing another kind of hunting. Here you go. Further left. Lift up. A little higher.
happened?
The same thing that happens every time. He didn't listen to me. And failed.
Well, how long has he been stuck like this?
13 days. He only died the day before yesterday, though. I've been watching him since he fell. It looked like his shoulder was dislocated, but he suffered in silence.
Why didn't you try to help him?
That's what I'm doing now, kid. Helping. With this. The rifle offers a dignified death to climbers who find themselves in this predicament. No one should be left dangling like a disjointed puppet. It's obscene, so I am cutting the rope by shooting at it, and the mountain becomes their final resting place.
It's terrible.
That's what I do, kid. That's the way it is. I'm not saying that this is very useful. I'm just saying that we need to respect the dead. You want to take care of it? I'm getting old. My aim isn't what it used to be.
No thanks. The dead are all yours. I gotta get going. Farewell, Damas.
The kid showed you the cemetery, didn't he? Wasn't that enough? I knew it would take more effort to convince you than the boy.
It's been 12 years, Damas. You can remain here forever in this purgatory you've created for yourself. But let me go. You've had a good run. But it's my turn now.
I won't leave you hanging like a broken mannequin. I will render your corpse to the mountain, as I did with the others.
There's not much more I could say, so let's continue climbing.
Fuck! Come on! Come on! I can't stay here. It's too risky. Shit, another one! Faster! Watch out! Avalanche! Hurry up, Aava! It's happening again! I can't take much more! Quick! I can't take another one.
And with that, Aava passed the blades. And it took half a life to do it.
What the hell am I doing here? Did you pull me into the tent? Hello? Anyone? Damas? Damas, did you follow me here? Marco? Did you really take me to safety? Wow. You've had a rough time. You gonna be okay?
I don't remember seeing saving lives or pitching up tent as one of climbbot's many features. Perhaps that is why Aava is surprised and thought someone else had helped her.
Gotta take it slow. It's freezing. One step at a time, Aava.
Throughout this ascent, I talk about a lot of different characters, but I haven't talked much about climbbot. There will be one more decision relating to climbbot. I'll go into what it represents during that choice. For now, let's focus on surviving. We are almost there. There shouldn't be anyone else but Aava up here. It seems she has started hallucinating. But perhaps this may have some deeper meaning.
What the? No. Marco. Marco, is that you? Marco! Answer me!
Even now, Aava expects Marco to be ahead of her. While we know that figure can't be Marco as he has descended, Aava's dialogue gives us a hint on who this hallucinated figure could be in the future. The next climber who will reach this far after Aava.
Come on. Look alive, buddy. Let's get back to it. Come on! Come on, climbbot, wake up! I really don't need this right now. You're back. Good.
Ah, she's up. I didn't know you were a late riser. It worked out nicely, though. Gave me time to finish breakfast. A nice bowl of rice with marinated mushrooms and soft-boiled eggs. You do eat eggs, right?
Cool, thanks. I'm not gonna make it. Let's stop here, okay? I give up. Let's just go back down. All right, point taken. I'll keep going.
In this scene, although Aava wanted to quit, our interaction motivates her to keep going. Like an invisible presence urging her to keep climbing.
Yes.
This is the final climb to the summit. Are you ready?
Come on. Hey! What are you doing? Hey! Hunk of junk! Turn back on! We're almost there, I can feel it! Oh, please! One last push. Do this for me. Don't do that to me. Turn back on. Come on! Piece of trash! Just get to work! I'm not asking much of you. Do your job! Turn back on! On! Ah! No. No. Oh, come on. Robot, please. Please, please, please don't do that. Just turn back on. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to do this to you.
Here it is, the final decision in the game. Cut climbbot or continue with it weighing you down. It is not clear what this decision means in the context of the story. To help understand the meaning behind this decision, let's try to understand what climbbot represents. It's a robot created by people who Aava probably never met. A partner that has been helping her climb throughout this journey. A presence who has been there with her for who knows how long. Yes, climbbot represents the invisible presence. A robot representing humanity. All of those who help Aava on the climb, who she will never meet. She will never meet the ones who carved the guardians that inspired her. She will never meet the ones who built the bridges she walked on. And she will never meet the ones who created climbbot, who helped her climb. Out of all the characters in this story, climbbot is the one who helped Aava the most. She might not have even made it this far without it. It also tries to be the most invisible, always helping in the background, and never in the spotlight. Until now. So, what does it mean to cut the rope? Well, there are two main ways to see this achievement of reaching the summit. An individual achievement as the person who defied the odds, or a collective achievement that was only possible by everyone who has climbed before. Both can be true. It's just which one do you want to emphasize? Cutting the rope means you view this as an individual achievement, and climbbot is not needed. If she doesn't cut the rope, the role will be reversed. Instead of climbbot helping Aava climb, it will be Aava that helps climbbot climb. Aava will be the pioneer who will help humanity climb higher by being the first to summit. For me, the decision is clear.
first.
We're nearing the end now. So what is the story of Cairn about? It's a story about those who left their mark on the mountain. The bags you can find resources in. The structures you can find comfort in. The stories that you can find inspiration in. Their invisible presence guides you. This is also a story about you. What legacy will you leave behind? Which mountain will you climb? Who will you inspire? However, this story only happens if you dare to climb a summit of your own. This story only happens if you find a reason to ignore the doubts. This story only happens if you are willing to sacrifice just for a chance to summit. Are you willing to sacrifice fame and fortune? Are you willing to sacrifice your relationships? Are you willing to sacrifice a content life? in Aava's case. She sacrificed everything. And she reached the stars. History will remember her name. The first to summit Mount Kami.